So tonight, let's begin our conversation first and foremost about the issue of insecurity. And this time around, it does look like things are moving towards the north central region, especially issues of banditry. In Kwara State, once seen as one of Nigeria's safer regions, is now grappling with a disturbing rise in violent crimes ranging from kidnappings to targeted killings. Reports by SBM Intelligence and the ICIR reveal that Fulani militant groups have steadily expanded their activities in the state since 2020, replicating the violent pattern seen in neighboring north central states, from coordinated abductions of wedding guests and pastors to deadly clashes between Fulani and Nupe youths. The toll on local communities has been devastating, with over 60 residents reportedly killed within 2 years.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Telecast TV. I'm Miracle Angala. You're watching a conversation with Mr. Ibiwoye, Kwara South community leader, speaking about the issue of insecurity, how the state has been overrun with bandits in the north and the south part of Kwara State. Why are bandits having a free reign in Kwara State? Endeavor to watch to the end. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, subscribe, like, comment, and share your thoughts. Don't miss trending videos.
Security experts warn that unchecked, these groups risk entrenching themselves in ungoverned spaces, especially given Kwara's porous borders with Niger, Kogi, Oyo, and even the Republic of Benin. Amidst these threats, the Igbomina Professional Association is sounding an alarm over this escalating insecurity in Kwara South. While acknowledging Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak's effort, the group insists that the government interventions, which is described as piecemeal, are not enough, and are calling for a more coordinated, community-driven response that integrates vigilante groups with the police to empower traditional rulers in intelligence gathering and deploy modern tools like drones and community alert applications. Let's speak with one of the Kwara South community leaders. Mr. Ibiwoye is live for us in our studio here. Thanks so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Sean.
I appreciate
good
your time
evening
tonight.
And good evening, viewers.
It does look like Kwara South people in Kwara State are worried, and there seems to be some panic. This is not for it's being an age-long crisis. Those people would they call Bororo, and now in the local parlance in the southern part of Kwara, and it does look like the relationship had now gone sour. And those they describe, speaking with some indigents, who say some of these people who are aliens, some of them whom they know, some of them are now taking advantage, taking over the communities, killing their leaders, chasing out pastors, attacking churches, taking out traditional rulers. In fact, there is a traditional ruler we understand has not been to his community for over 6 months. What is going on in Kwara?
Let me start by saying that this situation we're in didn't just start today. There has been a build-up. Like you rightly identified, some time ago, there was credible information available to the police and to the DSS to say that the bandits that were dislodged from Zamfara were beginning to gather around Bani in Kwara North. Nothing was done about that. And all of these things have continued to build until we now find ourselves in the kind of situation that we have. Kwara has been relatively known to be a state of harmony where different people have lived together in peace and harmony. But what we are seeing today is something that has been unprecedented. Now, you have cases of banditry unchecked. You have kidnapping going on almost every day. Now, these bandits have become so emboldened that they are even attacking our communities almost on a daily basis. Now, the first thing we want to ask ourselves, what is insecurity? My understanding of insecurity is a state of being, open to danger, threats, and lack of protection. And then the question is that, whose responsibility is this? Government has primary responsibility for the security of its citizens, the protection of the citizens, their lives and their properties. And even though security is a collective responsibility, but it is government's primary responsibility to do that. Now, what we expect to have is that the government, both at the federal level, the state level, and the local government level, in addition to the security agencies of government, are supposed to have coordinated responses to prevent these incidences of, armed banditry, kidnapping, and wanton destructions of our communities. But they are not doing that. What we see them doing is that they are reactionary after all of these things have happened. But in Kwara, we particularly have a very, very grave situation because government is not even responding to all of what has been happening.
Okay, so let's take you one after the other. So there were initial, some years back, reports from the northern region,
yes,
northern part of Kwara. But things have escalated that Kwara South is now badly affected.
Yes.
How bad is the situation in Kwara South? Because the government of the day is saying it's making effort, is making cooperation, and is asking for the help of the federal government in fighting Somalia. They say, according to the Kwara State government, they are in fact on top of the situation. And there are those who are saying that if some of you who are in opposition, there are screaming about the insecurity, but the government is on top of the situation. Kwara is called the state of harmony. That is the appellation. That's the nickname of Kwara State. But the way and manner you are describing things is as though Kwara is now under siege.
That's the right word. Kwara is under siege. From Kwara North to Kwara South, even some parts of Kwara Central, there is no senatorial district that has not been affected.
Can you give us an example? The reports from SBM and ICR is about 60 people killed in the last 2 years. And when you say that Kwara is under siege, the question would be, compared to state like Niger, compared to state like Benue, Nasarawa, these are not central state. What is the state of escalation? How bad are things?
Well, things are quite bad for a state that has been known for relatively peace. Let me run you through some of what has happened in some of our communities. In Ifelodun local government, which is probably the worst hit local government in Kwara South today, all the local governments have been affected in one way or the other, but Ifelodun seems to be the theater of war, and that's where the bandits are having a free reign. Now, we have communities like Babanla, Shagbe, Oreke, Gomo Alheri, Okeode. All of these communities have almost a weekly attack. The governor, for the first time, paid a visit to Babanla community yesterday. Of course, those communities are already deserted, but the governor went there yesterday, and he went to visit he went to see the traditional ruler to have a meeting with him. Now, the details of the meeting is not known, but we didn't see or hear that the governor visited any of the victims, either in their homes or at the hospital. Neither did we hear that the governor also made any arrangements, to make monies available for the treatment and all of that. But what are we saying? We haven't even seen any empathy on the part of the government to these victims that happen. But let me take you...
And you're talking as though you're a PDP member, right?
No,
now.
You see, insecurity does not know party political affiliations.
Yes, that's what the that's what the APC in Kwara State is saying. That is the opposition that is behind all of it. And it's because elections are coming.
No, you see, if you listen to what goes on in the news, people in APC have been attacked. People in PDP have been attacked. Insecurity does not know party affiliation. It doesn't know religion. They have killed Christians, they have killed Muslims, they have killed people in APC, they have killed people in PDP, they have killed people who are not even political party members. But let me run you through what has been going on in some of our communities. Now, in Okeode, for instance, a group of people were traveling and they had a problem with their vehicles. While they were trying to attend to that, bandits came from nowhere, swooped on them. They killed 2 policemen, they killed a policeman, and killed 2 other people and abducted 1 person in Okeode. in Babanla almost on a daily basis. The governor was in Babanla yesterday. Immediately he left Babanla, before he even got to Ilorin, the bandits have struck again, and they kidnapped 3
Who
people.
are these bandits?
Now,
Have they, as the community leaders or community people, have they been able to identify who these bandits are?
from what we hear, from the experiences of those who have been kidnapped, what we hear is that these people are Fulani people. That's what we hear.
What was the mode of identification of these people?
You know, for those who have been kidnapped, they spend time with them. They hear the kind of languages, they hear the language they speak. They can identify them by their facial looks. In some cases, some of these people are not even Nigerians. But they have entered our community and they're operating. Now, on a particular day, bandits numbering close to 100 attacked Babanla on motorcycles, shooting sporadically into the air. They kidnapped some people, they kidnapped the monarch's wife, and they shot, the vigilante people, and even burnt their vehicles and burnt some of them alive. Now, in this community, we haven't seen any response on behalf of the government. The governor didn't visit. They are not helping the people in terms of logistics, relief. If you go, the commissioner of police and the state director of DSS visited a community, Bankole. They didn't find a single soul in that community. And you see, because all of our communities in Kwara South are closely knit, when there's an attack in one community, the spiral effect goes to other communities. Now, almost 16 communities in Ifelodun are almost empty. All of the people have moved over to Ilorin because their safety is no longer guaranteed. The markets are closed, farms have been abandoned, and all of these things have they have social and economic consequences for development. We are not producing anything anymore. The markets are closed, and so people are not earning money to even stay alive.
But why does it look like leaders like you in these communities have kept quiet over these years? To the extent that about 16 communities, like you say, are now totally desalted. What effort has been made, if you say government is not doing anything, to coordinatedly come together and protect the people?
Okay. In your introduction, you mentioned about the Igbomina people complaining and saying that there needs to be concerted government efforts. We have also raised our voices to complain about these things. Now, what have we done? There are people who have responded. We have given money. Every time somebody is kidnapped, the state government doesn't respond. It is the communities and good-spirited individuals that raise the money to get these people, pay the ransom to the kidnappers and get these people released. We are paying hospital bills. Now, let me give you an instance. When a community was attacked in Kwara North, Lile, Alaji Potun and his son were killed in broad daylight, the PDP raised a high-powered delegation to go and commiserate with them, to empathize with them. And not only did they go to empathize, they went with money, they went with logistics to help the people in that community. The former president of the 8th Senate, Dr. Bukola Saraki, has also raised different delegations to different parts in Kwara North and in Kwara South. He sent money, he sent relief. Now, we know in Kwara South there are groups that have also, raising money to support the local vigilante. They are giving them resources for them to be able to get ammunition to be able to defend these communities. They are raising money, bought motorcycles, bought patrol vehicles. They are giving them monies for fuel. That's what we can do as individuals. The primary responsibility for securing is government. Now, in Kwara today, I have been in government in Kwara. I was a special advisor. I served in the government in Kwara. While we were in government, there were regular security meetings where the state governor, as the chief security officer, coordinates other security agencies to deal with some of these issues and take preemptive steps before these things come up.
But look, are these things that you were talking about, could they be related to what we see escalating? Because it's not only Kwara that is complaining. Several other states are equally complaining. Katsina is complaining. Zamfara has its own share of some of these situations. States are also part of Kogi, part of Niger. States are experiencing part of Niger. And these are border states to Kwara. Kwara is also bordered by Benin Republic on this other side of the state. So could these be linked to some of maybe some of these bandits that are being chased by the security agencies are the ones now moving into Kwara?
Yes, I believe so. You know, Kwara has enjoyed relative peace in spite of all that has been going on.
That's why it's been called state of harmony since inception.
Yes. And even while all of these things were going on in Benue, in Kogi, in Niger, Kwara was relatively peaceful. Now, when they began to disarm and dislodge these people, one would expect that a government like Kwara State government will take proactive steps to ensure that all of this spillover doesn't come and get rooted in Kwara. And those are the kind of things that we're talking about.
So you're basically blaming the Kwara State government for not doing enough.
They haven't done enough. That's what we're saying. They have not done enough. And even some of their responses...
What would you say the government should have done better in this case?
Okay, let me give you an instance.
Because you said the governor visited Babanla yesterday. So if he did, what else would you have expected him to do?
Now, let me give you an example. You see, some of the responses that the state government has made, they are not appropriate. And I'll give you a particular instance. Now, in trying to deal with the security challenges we have in Kwara South, for instance, the state government bought motorcycles, got arms and ammunition, and then contracted a group called Mieti Allah to handle security in Kwara South. First of all, Mieti Allah is a socio-cultural organization set up to monitor, to follow the interests, to safeguard the interest of cattle breeders in Nigeria. They are not a security outfit. Now, what I would have expected, and now the government has contracted those people to oversee the security in Kwara State. What I would have expected is that the governor will look through the local governments, because the local governments are the chief, local government chairmen are the chief security officers in their respective local governments. We have vigilante groups that step up to the occasion. These people are ill-equipped. They are not funded. Now, what would have expected is that what government would have done would have been to strengthen these local vigilante groups through the local governments. The local governments are now autonomous. They get their own some pensions. The local government chairmen are the chief security officers in their respective local governments. One would have expected that they would strengthen these vigilante groups in all of their local governments, but they haven't done that. In Ifelodo particularly, that is worst hit, these vigilante people have been marked. They've killed the head hunters of about 2 or 3 communities. And all of these people came together. They tried to go to see the local government chairman on invitation. And they got there and he didn't even come. He didn't even attend to them. There is no assurances from government at any level to the people that we are doing this, we are working on this, this is what we are doing, this is our plan. Nothing of such has happened. And so it's not only opposition that is complaining, everybody is complaining.
So what would you say would be a proactive action that the government should do? Because we need to be talking about how to protect and guarantee the safety of the citizens of the state.
Well, at the federal level and at the state level, the government needs to strengthen the legislation. They need to strengthen legislation that supports, the security architecture of Nigeria. We need to step up our intelligence gathering mechanism. And it's not as if we don't get this information. Because even those of us who are not security people, we get information that this is happening. There's a build-up here, there's a build-up here. Some time ago, some vehicles coming from Benue to Kwara were intercepted based on information. And they found the catch of arms inside those vehicles. That's acting on credible information.
All right.
Government is not doing enough. Okay. We need to strengthen legislation. Government needs to have the willpower to do the right thing, to follow through all of these things. If you see, since the president came on, and they have stepped up the onslaught against the bandits in the northeast, you can see that those incidences are coming down. Now, these people are moving from where they are to other locations like Kwara, and they are complicating the lives. Most of the villages in Kwara have been devastated.
All right. Ibiwoye, Kwara community leader, thank you so much indeed for coming on the program. And I wish Kwara a peace and harmony again that is always experienced. Thank you so much indeed for coming.
Thank you.